Hey everyone, I'm HeroX Golden and I have another world record Easter egg to show you guys that will never be beaten. I know I've been showing you guys a bunch of Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 records, and don't worry, I'm not done with those yet, so if you guys enjoy these or have other maps you would like to see, make sure to sub and also comment which maps. But today I thought I'd take the chance to show you guys one from Black Ops Cold War. This is Die Maschine done solo on the lowest round it ever has or ever will be done. Now, some of you guys may have already gotten into the habit, but for those new to the videos, I need you to do me a favor. I need $20. I'm kidding, but isn't that how asking for favors usually goes? No, really though. I'd like you guys to pause the video real quick and comment down below what round you think I'll finish this on. Those comments are my favorite part of these uploads, along with all the support you guys have been giving, but let me go ahead and show you guys how I'll pull this off. One important thing is that I make sure to have a really low damage weapon when I spawn. Odd, I know, but it'll make sense in a moment. As soon as I spawn in, I run over to this side of the map. This makes it so once the zombies spawn, I can run inside the door and the zombies will come through the windows, allowing me to repair them for points. It helps to repair them before the zombies get through, that way once the new round starts, I can rebuild them right away before having to deal with the zombies. Once I've got all the window points and all the zombies have spawned in, I melee kill them all, then immediately repair the windows once the new round starts. You typically get a power up at the end of round 2 or the start of round 3. I'm aiming for anything that gives points, but ideally not double points yet. With it being at the end of round 2, a nuke worked out perfectly. Again, I immediately rebuild windows after the round flip. It also helps that I have the salvage to buy a stun, and 1 second you'll see what I mean. Now's the point where I want the double points. That way I can make the most out of it. Once I get it, I throw the stun grenade before killing any zombies. This gives me a free 300 points. While double points is active, I melee the rest of the zombies, which easily gives me all the points I need to get all the way down to power. I pronate stamina up for an extra 100 points, and also jug for another 100. I do the same for both Deadshot and Speedhole as well after getting downstairs. Open the final door and turn power on. After power is on, I'm able to flip each of the 2 switches on either side of the room. A few seconds later, I can interact with the orb, which teleports me into the Dark Aether. I run past power and up the stairs into spawn. As I run through the map, I'm shooting these purple crystals for extra salvage, points, armor, or even the chance at a free perk. I'm also able to go ahead and shoot the part for the fire version of the die and pick it up as well. There's enough time for me to continue shooting purple crystals all the way down the quick revive, and still have time to run back and use the fast travel so that I can pick up the Pack-a-Punch machine part. I place it into the Pack-a-Punch machine, which triggers the teleport back out of the Dark Aether. Right after placing Pack, I jump over the railing so once I'm fully out of the Dark Aether, I can shoot the first orb to activate the Coffin Dance Easter egg. There are 4 more that I go around the room to shoot. There are 2 reasons I'm activating the Coffin Dance Easter egg. The first is so that I can get free jug, and the second is for the chance at getting the die. If I'm able to get it from this side Easter egg, it would save me a bunch of time, but it's definitely not needed to pull this run off. This does cause a round flip, so I'll go ahead and melee the zombie as it activates and teleports me back to the Dark Aether. I use this time to run back up through the map, breaking all the purple crystals for any additional drops while I wait for the Coffin Dance to finish. Most people seem to think that you always get dogs after turning on power. I actually aim to get Pack open by round 4 just to show that that isn't accurate. Which is unfortunate since if it were, I'd be able to save an extra round off this world record. Unfortunately, I didn't get the wonder weapon from the chest this game, but it's alright. This is still a guaranteed run, albeit a lot slower to get started. I can't actually do anything yet though. I can't do anything until I flip the round once more. So I start melee killing the zombies, then run up and buy stamina up before flipping the round to 6. As soon as the round starts, I activate a trial. The goal here is to get the wonder weapon from the trial reward. So once this trial ends, I'll start another and keep at it until I have a legendary reward. But the key part of doing this is that I can't kill anything. That way the round won't automatically flip. It's one of the reasons I have to wait until a dog round to do this. Since there can generally only be 3 dogs spawned at a time, and the round won't flip if there's anything waiting to be spawned, not killing means I can avoid the round flip until I get the wonder weapon. It's just a matter of how bad my luck is with trial rewards. But what if it's a trial reward I can't do because it requires killing? Or more importantly, how do I afford to start a trial since it costs 500 every time? Such as the next trial it gives me. Both of those issues I can work out at the same time. If you come up over to the plane crash near Jug, you can jump up on this part of the plane and basically wait here. The dogs will come in front of you and just respawn themselves by blowing up, over and over again. If I shoot them without killing them, it actually gives 60 points every time, which is why I needed to spawn with a really weak gun. I continue doing this until the trial timer runs out. Using this trick easily allows me to afford another trial. I had better luck with the next one, and I keep on with the same strat. Activate a trial, and if it's anything involving kills, I let it run out while farming points to afford more trials. I'm mostly aiming for remaining area trials, where I can hang out in the area until I get a legendary. As soon as I do, I run back down near the trial and accept the reward. Unfortunately, as you guys have probably learned by now from my other videos, my luck is less than optimal, to say the least. 16 more trials is how many it took before I managed to get legendary again, because the majority of those were kill challenges, just to get offered a purple gun as the reward. Another 5 just to get offered a bat. Yeah, this tracks with my usual luck. An additional 18 trials to get the next legendary reward, and thankfully, finally, it gave me the die. Now, there's a good bit I can knock out this round. First, I shoot the box down at the top of the wall for the part for the cryo variant. There's another part I can get here for the Nova variant just by pulling it with the die. I'm able to pick up the part that I knocked down off the wall, but I'm unable to place it for now. The portal location for me this game was in the pond area, so I interact with it, which puts me back into the dark Aether. The first part for the Aether scope is on the plane crash, and when I grab it, it spawns a bunch of plague hounds. There's no need to kill them for now, so I'll leave them and focus on getting the other 2 Aether scope parts. The second part for me was in spawn. That only left down near Pack-a-Punch as the final location to grab the last part. I pause doing steps for a moment and run back up top and jump back up on the edge of the plane crash. This way all the plague hounds will despawn, and it makes it so there are only 3 on the map at a time again. I go back downstairs and craft the Aether scope at the table near Pack-a-Punch. After crafting it, picking it up causes another portal to spawn in the medical bay room. I go back into the dark Aether by interacting with it. I pick up Dr. Vogel's diary near the computer, then jump down right out the doorway. This is where the first anomaly is that I have to interact with twice. The second is over in the same room as the trial machine. And the final one is right by the table I just used to craft the Aether scope. I still have right under a minute before it teleports me out to the dark Aether, so I take this chance to run up near the pond and get the megaton to hit the tree so I can place the vial down for the cryo dye part. It will take a moment before it's ready to pick up, so I go back down into the weapons lab to place the canister I had used the dye to get earlier and kill a plague hound to fill it up. Once it's filled, I pick it up. It's a part that I need for the Nova dye. Back over in Medical Bay, I interact with the computer beside where I picked up the diary a moment ago to put in the password. I can't do anything else now until I finish off all 4 variants of the dye. I place the canister here for the Nova variant and then melee it, which unlocks it. I go down to the tree near the pond and pick up the cryo vial now that it's filled. I also interact with the portal near it so it takes me back into the dark Aether for the fire dye part. The Wonder Fizz is always spawned in while you're in the dark Aether, so since I had already picked up the part for the fire dye earlier, I use this time to grab Depth Perception as well as shoot the purple crystals around the map. I make sure that before it teleports me out of the dark Aether, I come down to Weapons Lab and place the fire part down. That takes care of 3 out of the 4 variants. I go ahead and start shooting the 4 corners of the tank in Medical Bay. The first one I use the Nova variant to shoot, then I pick up the Cryo variant to shoot another. The box to pick up the fire one is a bit random, but I grab it from the back of the truck near pond and shoot another corner with it. Not me here trying to go pick up the electric dye and realizing that I hadn't even built it yet. Derp derp. For it, I have to activate the portal under the stairs near Pack-a-Punch, then find 3 light orbs up top and bring them back down to the box one at a time. The first one I'm able to grab from the 2nd floor of Knot. The second one is right outside the tunnel leading down to the lower area. The final one is up in the pond area across from Quicker Vibe. I shoot it at the box, which unlocks the electrical variant, and then absolutely do not just run away without realizing I never actually picked it up. Yep, I definitely did not just do that. Once I eventually go back and pick it up, I shoot the final corner of the tank with it so that it spawns another portal nearby. I interact with it once again to go back into the dark Aether. This time there's an anomaly right above Speed Cola that I have to interact with and then wait for it to take me back out again. As soon as I am back out, I pick up the Dark Aether wrench off the ground and head up the stairs near power that leads up to spawn. At the top of the stairs is a tank that I interact with a few times, causing a zombie to pop out the hatch up top. After a moment, I throw a Semtex at the hatch, and then I have to go right outside the door across from Stamina. I pick up the decontamination agent from here, and then walk it backwards back down to where I picked up the Dark Aether wrench. The reason I'm walking backwards is for the small movement speed boost that the Stamina perk upgrade gives when walking backwards. When you have the agent picked up, you walk a lot slower, but with that perk upgrade, it allows you to move a bit faster backwards than you do forward during the step. Now, this is the one step that I unfortunately have to flip the round for. No matter what, regardless of how early you unlock pack or turn power on, it will not spawn dogs before round 6, and it won't spawn the Megaton before round 7. And right now, I need the Megaton. So I kill all the plague hounds at this point, although it does take a moment since there were so many that I had spawned and despawned up till now. On the following round, I have the Megaton spawn in. Right away, I use the electric die to shoot at it so that it splits. It's worth noting that I cannot kill any zombies at this point. So while keeping all of the zombies alive, I train the split Megatons around so that they will walk directly up under the tank. This is honestly the only risky part of the whole run. Not because of keeping all the zombies alive though, it's because if you have both of the split Megatons walk under the tank at the exact same time, they'll both get pulled up, but the game only registers that it's pulled up one of them. And since the game keeps track of which split Megaton's paired with the other, I can't just get another Megaton to split and use it. Thankfully, I had no issues this game. The next thing to do once they're both in the tank is to come up to the computer that I put the password into earlier and interact with it. This is also where I lose another round though. Doing so causes it to lock me in the room for a moment for some dialogue before opening the door. As soon as they open, I run out since it does cause a bunch of extra enemies to spawn. There's now a new portal spawned in the knocked living room, and for the final time, I interact with it and go back into the dark Aether. The anomaly that I have to interact with this time is in the corner right inside the next room, which causes it to go through a bit more dialogue. While it goes through the dialogue, as long as I don't damage anything or leave this room, all the zombies and everything will just ignore me until it finishes. Once it does finish, there will be a family photo that appears on the table, and I grab it to start the boss fight. I put Shatterblast on my 1911, and then once the dialogue finishes and the fight starts, I hang out for a moment to let the Megaton spawn. Using the electric die makes killing it, as well as all the additional split Megatons, all too quick and easy. Once they're all killed, I shoot the group of zombies piled up around Orlov so that Shatterblast procs. For this whole fight, Orlov will never actually lose health, so there's no reason to hurry up and try defending him. It's much better to deal with the Megaton and then deal with the zombies. I repeat the same strategy once he moves on to the second location. Hang out until the Megaton spawns in, use the die to melt it and its mini-me's, Shatterblast the zombies near Orlov. You won't believe what strat I use once Orlov moves to the final location though. Check this. Hang out until the Megaton spawns in, use the die to melt it and its mini-me's, Shatterblast the zombies near Orlov. When he finally finishes at the third location, Orlov gives us a few more quotes before telling me to go now. So, obviously, I go. And I go with speed. Fun fact that a lot of people still aren't aware of: if you have your stamina up and speed cola upgraded, then you can shoot the electric die while sprinting and start zooming, which makes getting up to the pond area take just a few seconds. In fact, I won't even clip out any of the run up to pond, because I know I'll get there before I even finish saying the sentence, all because of the electric die making me run that fast. The helicopter even takes a moment before it finally gets here, but once it does, I interact with it, marking this as the round 8 low round world record on D Machina. I appreciate you guys hanging out throughout this one, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. But until then, I'll catch you all later.